I sold my soul, but the payment bounced. The buyer was the devil's cousin Gary, assistant regional demon, temporary. He wore a clip-on tie and plastic horns and carried business cards that said, "Reborn." He said, "Sign here and fame will come your way. A mansion, limousine, and free buffet. You'll have a private jet, a golden throne, and 12 million followers by dawn." I said, "Does that include unlimited fries?" He said, "Of course," while avoiding my eyes. So I signed my name in barbecue sauce that should have warned me this man wasn't the boss. The payment bounced, the payment bounced. Hell's insufficient funds were just announced. The bank said, "Sir, this check is no account." I sold my soul, but the payment bounced. What a terrible deal, even evil couldn't pay the bill. Shoo-ba-doo, hear the cashier shout, "Your eternal damnation card's maxed out." Oh, Gary promised fortune, glory, and fame, but spelled celebrity wrong beside my name. The mansion was a shed behind a store. The limousine had handlebars and only one door. The jet was 2 lawn chairs and a fan. The golden throne was spray-painted spam. My 12 million followers did arrive. They were 12 million ants from a Facebook Live. I called the bank of fire and pain. They said, "Gary overdrafted again. His routing number belongs to a goat," and he signed that check with a ransom note. His credit score was 666, but apparently that isn't good for finance. His assets were frozen, his wages garnished, and his pitchfork had already been repossessed and varnished. The payment bounced, the payment bounced. Hell's insufficient funds were just announced. The teller laughed and closed the account. I sold my soul, but the payment bounced. Somebody call downstairs, the devil's pawning off his chair. Shoo-ba-doo, now there's no doubt, you cannot buy a soul when your check taps out. I took the contract to a lawyer named Sue, who said, "Good news, I'm a demon too. But Section 9 says payment comes first, so legally speaking, you're no longer cursed." I grabbed my soul and ran for the door. Gary slipped on brimstone and fell through the floor. I thought I was free, so I danced toward home with my soul in a bag and an ice cream cone. Then late that night came a knock, knock, knock. There stood a hellhound holding a clock. He wore dark glasses and carried a sheet. "Collections department, your soul's past due this week." I said, "The payment failed, the deal is dead." He checked his clipboard, scratched his head, then whispered, "Honestly, Gary's a clown. I'm only here to repossess his dressing gown." The payment bounced, the payment bounced. The devil's cousin Gary has been denounced. I kept my soul, my fries, and my bank account because the fool's infernal payment bounced. I escaped the deal with every spiritual organ still under seal. Shoo-ba-doo. But here's the twist, hell keeps calling. I'm on their mailing list. Now Gary sends me coupons every week. Trade one soul, get a second soul free. I mark them return to sender without delay. But the hellhound still comes by every Friday, not to collect me. No, that part is through. He brings pizza and complains about Gary too. So yes, I escaped and my soul's still around. But I always ask for cash before the next payment bounces.